Hi, I'm Noelle. I'm a master trainer here at Mighty Pilates, and today I'm going to offer you some tips on how to get the most out of your workout and maximize the benefits. I'm going to start by showing you the importance of neutral spine. This is something that you're going to hear a lot when you go to Pilates classes, especially as your practice gets more advanced. So most of us in life walk around with a little bit of a tuck in our tailbone or a little bit of an arch in our tailbone. What we mean by neutral spine is bringing yourself to neutral. So the best way I can explain this is taking your hands and putting them on your rib bones and your hip bones and bringing yourself into neutral. So already my core is engaged without me even having to move. So showing this an example of something we do in Pilates, I'm going to take us down to the hundreds. So when you lay down, you're going to bring your legs into tabletop here. And again, taking your hands and putting on the hip bones and the rib bones, you're going to bring yourself into neutral. So my core is already engaged without me adding any movement. Then you should note that you can always slide a little bit of space in between you and the mat, again, keeping the core engaged. So then I continue to add the work. I'm going to lift up and find that little connection here, keeping myself in neutral. As I roll down, I'm getting just as much work as I lift up. So again, you lift up, you find that squeeze, you stay in neutral, nothing changes in my spine, and then I lower back down and find that connection. You can use this from footwork, legs and straps, everything that you do, bridging in Pilates. Neutral spine is key and is a way to take your practice to the next level. The next piece I'm going to show you is the importance of placement of your feet on the bar for footwork. So with footwork, you want to be sprung a little bit heavier. So you want to have at least 3 to 4 springs on. I'm going to do 4. You're going to lay back, you're going to find yourself in neutral spine, and we're going to start with heels on the bar. So what we mean by heels on the bar is your heels are in line with your hips and your knees, and you want to be pressing evenly into both sides of your heels. We tend to roll in or roll out on our feet naturally, so what happens when we press out is we find that roll that naturally feels good to us. So you want to really press evenly in so you can get the most out of the out press and the in and get the most for your legs. The second piece I'm going to show you in this is going into what we call Pilates V. We go into a natural turnout, and the most important thing here is to make sure that your knees are in line with your shoulders. We tend to go a little wide sometimes. So again, you want to find that press out, lengthening through the legs, and then resisting as you come back in. Right on the tips of your toes as you lengthen, trying to keep the heel steady, and then release, come back in. Another thing to note when you're in Pilates V, the more you press through your toes and lengthen, you're also going to engage the inner thighs as well as the outer glutes. The last position I'm going to show you is feet wide on the bar. So the heels go to the edge of the bar. Again, the knees line up with the shoulders. You want to imagine you're pulling the heels towards each other so you can find the engagement of the legs before you move. Then press out and lengthen again through the legs and bring it all the way in. Another thing you want to try and avoid is having the feet move in any position that you're doing on the bar. This is another way to take your practice to the next level. The next piece I'm going to show you is going to combine a few things together. It's what I call puffing up the back ribs to elongate the spine, opening up the chest and lifting up the chin so you can get the most engagement out of your core in the exercise. I'm going to show you this with chest expansion. So for this one, you're actually kneeling facing back. You're going to grab onto the straps. Again, you're going to find a slight tuck in that tailbone so that you engage your neutral spine. I'm going to puff up through my back ribs so I stay long through my spine and open up across my chest. Taking the arms by my side, keeping everything engaged. Again, everything's working and I already feel it before I even start the movement. I'm going to press the arms back, find that squeeze. Now my arms are connected in as well, and then keep that engagement as I come back through center. Again, press it back, finding that length, and then bringing it back in. What tends to happen in this is that the ribs pop out, the shoulder blades go, and I have this arch in my back. So my arms are getting the work, but nothing else is engaged. So by keeping this connection in my center, by puffing up through my back ribs, keeping my chin lifted, I'm engaging my whole body in an exercise that could merely be about the arms. In this sequence, I'm going to show you the different moves that you can do on short box and how you can take it to the next level. So we're going to start with round back. Before you even go, I want you to have proper setup. So you want to be back far enough on the box that your legs are straight or slight bend in the knees and your feet are not touching the platform. You want to flex the feet back nice and strong so the legs are also engaged as well as the core. You want to be sitting up tall on your sit bones no matter what move you're starting. Using the ring to add a little arms into it, I'm going to sit up nice and tall. Starting with round back, I'm going to start to scoop the belly, squeeze it down, find that connection. I just need to feel something. And then I'm going to lift up nice and tall. Doing that one more time. I'm going to scoop the belly down, find that round back, find that squeeze. It's not about how deep you go. It's about finding that connection, keeping the chest lifted, keeping the chin lifted, and everything comes up as you engage. Moving into straight back, the only difference is you're going to lift up nice and tall. You're sitting tall on those sit bones, and you're gonna keep the ribs in and a neutral spine as you lengthen back. So I pitch off the sit bones, I find my chest looking up towards the sky, and then I lift up through the crown of my head, getting taller, puffing up through those back ribs. Again, lifting up, lengthening, looking up towards the sky, and then exhale, coming up nice and tall. And then everybody's favorite thing is side overs. So we're gonna go into that next. So in side overs, you wanna have your one foot pressing underneath the fuzzy. Leg is nice and straight. This is just as important as the movement once you get in. Okay, you wanna be on the side of your hip, the squishy part of your hip. So if I just lengthened out here and held, had myself in neutral spine, kept my spine nice and long, I'd feel the work. Adding the bonus to it is the movement. So you're gonna lengthen down, and then you're gonna squeeze up, find that connection. The more still I can keep this leg, the more work I'm gonna engage to the whole side of my body as I lift. It's not about how deep you go, it's about how steady you can keep your body, how long you can lengthen through the spine as you're lengthening back, and then finding that squeeze as you come up and over. So that's a little bit more way of working more efficiently on your short box. As an instructor, it's great to see when clients take these tips and implement them into their workouts and improve on their practice. Here at Mighty, we like to say that you're one workout away from a great mood.